There is a truth that lies dormant within you, waiting not for the world to change, not for the economy to improve, not for opportunity to knock, but waiting for one thing only: your awakening to it. The truth is this: your time has come. What you have longed for, dreamed about in your quiet moments, envisioned when no one was watching, it is now ready to manifest. If only you will see it as already yours, you will have millions, not merely of currency, but of opportunities, of moments touched with glory, of days overflowing with abundance. Do not ask how. Do not turn your mind to the mechanics of the outer world. The moment you begin to question how it shall be done, you have turned your gaze away from the power. The power is within you. It does not reside in chance, in circumstance, in the opinion of others. It resides where it always has, within your imagination, within your capacity to assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Right now, where you sit or stand, no matter the size of your bank account, no matter the weight of your debts, no matter how long you have waited or struggled, I tell you the truth: none of it holds you. You are not bound by what has been. You are not held in place by the chains of your past. What you see outside of you is only the echo of a former state of mind. And the moment you dare to change that state, the world outside must conform. You are the operant power. You are not a victim of fate. You are not subject to luck or probability. You are the creator, clothed in flesh. You speak, and the universe obeys. You imagine, and your world reshapes itself. When you close your eyes and see millions flowing into your life, when you feel it, not as fantasy but as reality, felt, known, assumed, then, and only then, is it yours. The world has been waiting for you to realize who you are, not to wish, not to hope, not to strive, but to know. When you know, all things begin to bend to that knowing. The person who knows their wealth inwardly cannot remain poor. The person who walks in the state of abundance must experience its reflection in the mirror of life. The outer is a shadow. The inner is the substance. Change the substance, and the shadow must follow. Millions are not far from you. They are not stored in a vault in a distant land, guarded by barriers of logic and time. They are here. They are already yours, in the realm that truly matters, in consciousness. This is not wishful thinking. This is the eternal law, as within, so without. You need not toil to become what you already are. You must only be it in the secret place, and it shall be proclaimed on the rooftops. Feel it now. Feel what it would be like if you already had it. Not just to see numbers in a bank account, but to know the freedom, the ease, the joy, the power of being one who has and not one who wants. The only thing that separates the one who has from the one who lacks is the feeling, the inner conviction, the assumption. You are not preparing to receive. You are accepting what already is. This is the shift. This is the turning point. This is the great secret, that you must become, in feeling, what you wish to be in form. And once you become it in feeling, the world cannot deny it to you. Do not beg the world for riches. Command your world by changing the inner story you are telling. Are you the one who is waiting for a break, or are you the one who has already broken through? You must rewrite the script, and you must do it with persistence and faith. Every morning, before the noise of the day begins, dwell in the feeling of abundance. Walk in your mind through a life where millions are part of your natural experience. Hear the conversations that would be spoken. See the gestures, the environments, the choices you would make. Not someday, but now. And then, throughout the day, return to it in secret moments, reaffirming your identity. There will be voices that rise up within you and without, telling you it is unrealistic, that it takes time, that you must first do this or that. Ignore them all, for they are only projections of your former limitations. You are not limited. You never were. You only believed you were. But now, that belief is being cast off like old garments. Now you are dressing yourself in the garments of wealth, success, and freedom. There is no power outside of you that is denying you. There is no hand withholding your blessing. The storehouse of heaven is open, and it is not in some distant realm. It is within you. That which you call God is your own wonderful human imagination, and it will never fail you if you do not fail to believe. Believe that millions are yours, not with effort, not with desperation, but with calm knowing, with the confidence of one who is walking toward what already belongs to them. Imagine how you would stand, how you would speak, how you would carry yourself if your bank account already reflected 7 figures. Begin to walk in that identity. Do not wait for permission. Assume the feeling of it now, and watch quietly, without anxiety, as the doors begin to open. Opportunities will arise, ideas will be quickened, connections will be made. Events will unfold in a harmony that you could not have orchestrated through reason. But it is not your job to know how. Your task is only to accept the end and live from it. This is the creative act. You are the artist painting the masterpiece of your life. Paint not with brushes, but with belief. Speak not empty words, but words that are charged with vision and certainty. Do not pray with pleading, but with praise, praising the reality of your abundance even before it shows its face in the outer world. Speak to yourself daily, not of lack, not of problems, but of the life that is yours. I am wealthy. I am a magnet for prosperity. I move in a world that responds to my assumption. I am grateful for the millions that flow to me freely and continually. I am aligned with infinite supply. These are not affirmations for the future. These are declarations of what is, if you will claim it. You must stop waiting. Stop postponing your abundance to another day, another month, another life. Your time has come. That time is now, not because of any stars aligning or external conditions, but because you have chosen to awaken, chosen to say yes to the truth, chosen to cast off the illusion of limitation and step into your divine inheritance. The millions are not for the few. They are for the awakened, for those who dare to believe that the universe is abundant and that they are one with it. You do not need to compete or compare. You do not need to convince others. You need only to convince yourself. And the conviction must be so deep that no outer evidence can shake it. You may not see immediate proof. Do not be discouraged. The seed must first take root in the invisible before it breaks through the soil. But if you continue to water it with faith, with imagination, with gratitude, then it must grow. It is the law. What you consistently occupy in consciousness must become your experience. So do not be swayed by appearances. Do not count the money in your hand. Count the riches in your mind. You are not seeking to get. You are choosing to be. You are not becoming wealthy. You are awakening to the wealth that was always yours in spirit. Live as if you already have it. Think from the state of the fulfilled desire. What choices would you make today if money were no object? How would you think of yourself? What would you no longer tolerate? What would you generously give? Begin now to live in harmony with that version of yourself. Align your words, your thoughts, your actions, not with where you are, but with where you have chosen to dwell in consciousness. There is no future moment more powerful than now. The millions you seek are not ahead of you. They are within you. Let go of the striving. Let go of the trying. Enter into the receiving, into the knowing, into the being. Rest in the assurance that it is already done. This is not arrogance. This is faith. This is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. You are not hoping, you are knowing. You are not asking, you are claiming. You are not waiting, you are embodying. You are no longer the one who chases wealth. You are wealth in motion, wealth incarnate, wealth expressed. And the world cannot help but reflect what you believe to be true. So believe now, walk now, speak now, live now in the light of your abundance. Your time has come. You will have millions because you have accepted it, because you have imagined it, because you have become it. And so it must be. The feeling of wealth must become your home. It must become the atmosphere in which you live and breathe. Just as a fish is unaware of the water it swims in, so must you become unaware of anything but the wealth that surrounds you. This state of consciousness is not something to visit occasionally. It must be your dwelling place, your resting place, the place from which you act, speak, and think. When wealth becomes your natural state internally, it can no longer be kept from you externally. This is the law of consciousness. The world is not separate from you. The events of your life are not happening to you. They are happening through you, because of you, and for you. Your consciousness is the mold, and the world is simply the clay that fills it. If you want different shapes, different figures, different experiences, you must change the mold. You must assume the consciousness of the one who already possesses what they once desired. You must let go of longing and take hold of fulfillment. The feeling is the secret. Do not underestimate it. What you feel to be true is what will become true for you, even if you have said it 1,000 times, even if you have written it daily. If you have not felt it, you have not planted the seed. Feel it now. Close your eyes if you must and drop into the knowing, not the wishing, not the hoping, but the certainty that it is already so. Feel what it is like to look at your bank account and see not lack but overflow. Feel what it is like to walk into any store, any room, any city, and know that you are wealthy. Not for show, not for validation, but because it is your nature. You no longer carry the energy of seeking, you carry the energy of possessing. And possessing is a quiet, steady knowing that does not need to explain itself to anyone. And you do not need to tell the world. You do not need to convince your friends, your family, your partner. You need only to convince your imagination. When the inner world accepts the new reality, the outer world must conform. It cannot resist. No person, no circumstance, no delay has the power to stop what you have already accepted in consciousness. You may have been taught to believe that money comes only through labor, through time, through trade. And while it may appear to come through these channels, it originates not from them, but from you. Money is not earned, it is attracted. It is magnetized by your state of being. A wealthy man with no visible source of income will continue to receive. A poor man with many talents but no belief in his worth will continue to lack. It is not the outer tools, but the inner temperature that determines your wealth. Raise your inner standard, not by force, but by assumption. Do not struggle against the present, transcend it. Your present is only the harvest of an earlier belief. Sow a new belief now. Let it be rooted in joy, in ease, in peace. Wealth is not a burden, it is freedom. It is expansion. It is the power to bless others without the fear of lack. It is the ability to say yes when your heart desires to give. It is the flow of life, moving through you in generous measure. You must not idolize wealth, nor fear it. You must make it familiar. You must make it natural. Imagine it until it becomes ordinary, not because it is common, but because it is yours. The moment something feels ordinary in your inner world, it will appear effortlessly in your outer world. That is how you have created everything until now, by assuming its reality until it no longer felt foreign. So if millions still feel far away, you have not yet made them familiar. Sit with the image of wealth until it no longer excites or scares you, until it feels like home, until you smile at the thought of it, not as a wish, but as a memory. Speak as though you already own what you desire. Walk through life as though the money has already come. The accounts are already full. The deals are already signed. Not out of delusion, but out of divine awareness. This is not fantasy. It is alignment. You are aligning with what has always been yours in potential. Potential means it is waiting for permission, waiting for you to say, yes, I will now become this person. Not through struggle, not through effort, but through decision. You decide within yourself who you are, and the world echoes your decision. Think of all the people who have become wealthy. Some were born into it. Others stumbled into it. Still others attracted it through inspiration or genius. But all of them had one thing in common: a shift in identity. Consciously or unconsciously, they became someone who expected wealth, who accepted it, who felt it was theirs to hold. That is what you must become. And you begin becoming it through imagination, through inner speech, through disciplined feeling, not by reciting affirmations with no emotion, but by living the reality in your soul until your senses have no choice but to catch up. You must so fully dwell in the end result that you forget it hasn't happened yet. You must be so in love with your new reality that the present one begins to fade, not with resistance but with grace. There is no scarcity in the source. There is no limit to what can flow to you. You are not taking from anyone. You are not depriving another to gain your millions. You are drawing from the infinite, the invisible, the well that never runs dry. There is no virtue in lack. There is no nobility in suffering. You were never meant to crawl through life when you were born to soar. Let the millions come, let them come through, means you expect and means you never saw coming. Let go of the idea that it must come only through work or effort. It can come through inspiration, through ideas, through divine orchestration. But it must come through belief first. And belief is not simply hoping something is true. It is knowing without evidence and acting accordingly. You are not pretending. You are awakening. The world calls it pretending because it cannot see what you see. But soon, what was invisible to others will be undeniable. Do not announce it. Do not argue with those who doubt. Simply persist in your assumption. Let your results speak. Let your world transform quietly, until those around you must ask, how did it happen? And even then, speak not of method but of mind. Tell them, I became it within. I felt it real. I lived it in imagination. I walked in it when there was no sign of it. And now the outer world has caught up with my inner truth. That is the only way anything is created. The world moves in response to the soul that dares to believe more is possible. Billions are possible. More than that, they are inevitable if you stay loyal to the feeling of already having them. Disregard appearances. Do not check your current bank balance to determine your future. Do not ask how. Let the bridge of incidents unfold naturally. Let life surprise you with its efficiency. Only persist in the inner reality. The inner reality is the cause. The outer is the effect. Every time you doubt, return again to the state of the wish fulfilled. If fear arises, don't fight it. Replace it. Replace it with the feeling of safety, security, confidence. Say to yourself, I already have it. It is done. I am the one who has. And let the fear dissolve in the presence of this knowing. This is not a one-time declaration. It is a continual choice. Each time your mind wanders back to limitation, gently guide it home, not with force, but with love. This is your sacred practice, to think only from the end, to live from the outcome, to move from the place where your desire is already complete. And when you do this, something incredible begins to happen. You no longer chase money. You no longer crave validation. You begin to attract, not because you are seeking, but because you have become. People sense it. Doors open. Synchronicities appear. You meet the right people at the right time. You are guided by inner impulses that lead you precisely where you need to be. This is the life of the awakened creator. The millions are not coming. They are already yours. They are seeking entrance into your life through the door of your consciousness. Open that door and keep it open. Not just when things are going well, but especially when appearances contradict your desire. That is when faith must be strongest. That is when the seed needs your attention most. Refuse to rehearse old stories of failure. Refuse to entertain images of lack. Refuse to identify as the one who waits. You are the one who has. You are the one who is. Your wealth is not in the future. It is in your awareness now. And now is the only time that ever matters. Persist until it is natural, until it is ordinary, until the thought of being without becomes strange. This is not denial of facts. It is affirmation of truth. Facts can change. Truth is eternal. And the truth is this: you are abundance in form. You are the channel through which millions will flow. You are the vessel of divine prosperity. Act like it. Think like it. Feel like it. Live like it. Let every thought, every choice, every feeling align with this new reality. And soon you will find that the life you once dreamed of is the life you now wake up to. Without strain, without striving, but with joy, with power, with deep peace. Your time has come. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. Because you have decided it is so. And nothing in this world can stop the one who knows what they are, what they have, and who they've become. There is a current, a river of abundance, flowing all around you even now. It is unseen by the physical eye, but is no less real than the breath in your lungs or the beat of your heart. This current is always flowing, steady, unwavering, eternal, and it responds only to your awareness of it. It does not discriminate between persons, for it plays no favorites. It moves toward the one who opens to it, who believes in its presence, who harmonizes with its frequency. And this harmony is not achieved through effort or desperation, but through inner agreement. You do not have to force this river to move in your direction. You only have to stop resisting it. The resistance is the belief that you are not yet ready, that you are unworthy, that your past disqualifies you, that others have more favor than you, that life has overlooked you. These are the dams in the stream, and once removed, not through struggle, but by releasing old stories, you will see how easily the waters begin to rise. You were never meant to scrape by, to suffer through every day with the weight of survival on your shoulders. You are made to flourish, to expand, to create from joy. The wealth that is coming to you, and indeed already exists for you, is not simply a reward for past effort. It is a mirror of your self-concept. When you accept yourself as the one who is worthy of wealth, who expects wealth, who feels comfortable in wealth, then the reflection must appear. There is no outer source that determines your supply. The supply is internal, and the external world merely reflects it. When you begin to think like someone with millions, feel like someone with millions, walk like someone with millions, the outer arrangement of your world must realign to match your vibration. It cannot do otherwise. The world is your mirror, not your master. That's why I ask you, how would you rise in the morning if you knew the millions had already arrived? What thoughts would fill your mind as you opened your eyes? Would you dread the day? Or would you rise with a quiet confidence, a deep and steady joy? Would you walk differently? Slower perhaps, with greater intention and peace? Would you speak with more ease, more clarity, less need to impress, and more certainty in your voice? That version of you is not a fantasy. It is the truth of who you are when stripped of all fear, all conditioning, all limitation. That version of you already exists in consciousness and is waiting for you to assume it fully, not in bursts or moments, but as a state of being. When you become that version inwardly, the world must bow to your assumption. There is no merit in waiting. Time is not your ally or enemy. It is irrelevant. All that matters is your present state. Right now, in this very breath, you can choose to shift into the feeling of the one who has. You don't need to see the how. You don't need the evidence first. You need only to trust that your inner shift creates the outer reflection. That is law, and that law never fails. It never sleeps. It never judges. It responds to your inner word, your inner tone, your inner expectation. If you say within yourself, I am the one who has, and you feel it, believe it, dwell in it, then the law must deliver the evidence of that claim. If you say, it is hard, it is far, It may never come. Then the law must mirror that as well. You are not being punished. You are being reflected. There is no injustice in this world of consciousness. The only error is misalignment with the truth. And the truth is this: you were born to be abundant. You were born to overflow. You were not created to beg life for scraps, but to walk boldly in your divine inheritance. The millions are not outside of you, they are within you, awaiting your agreement. Agreement is everything. What you agree with, you make real. So if you say, I agree with wealth, I agree with abundance, I agree with the power that creates worlds flowing through me, then you have just aligned yourself with the highest current of life. And when you remain in that agreement unwavering, regardless of appearances, the outer world must reshape itself. There is no request you must make to some distant power. The power is within you. It has always been within you. You are not a beggar, you are a creator. Speak your desire, not as a plea, but as a command born of certainty. Say within yourself, this is who I am. This is what I possess. This is what flows to me freely now. And let that inner proclamation become your only truth. Let the old beliefs die. Let them crumble. They may protest. They may try to convince you that your past defines your future, that what has always been must always be. But that is only the echo of an old version of you. You are under no obligation to listen. You may choose today to be done with the old identity, not in theory, but in truth. Not partially, but completely. And when you do, you will feel the shift. You will feel the difference in the air, in your breath, in your posture. You will begin to walk through life not as someone waiting for a miracle, but as someone who is the miracle. You will no longer try to prove anything to anyone. Your life will become the proof. Do not worry about the details, the how, the when, the through whom. That is not your work. Your work is to become, to align, to dwell, to embody. You may receive a call, an offer, an opportunity that appears ordinary, but it will be the bridge. You may stumble upon a thought, a book, a conversation that unlocks the idea that brings your wealth, but it will not be by chance. Nothing is random in a world created by consciousness. And you are the creator here. You always have been. Perhaps you forgot for a while. Perhaps the world convinced you that you were small, that you had to fight for every inch. But even that illusion served its purpose, for it has now brought you to the threshold of remembering. And once remembered, the truth cannot be forgotten. You are the one who holds the key. You are the one who says yes. You are the one who opens the gate. And when you do, all of life rushes forward to meet your vision. This is not metaphor. This is reality. The invisible precedes the visible. The inner becomes the outer. That is the principle on which everything stands. So begin now. Not by trying harder, but by surrendering deeper. Surrender to the truth that you are already whole, already abundant, already the one you have been seeking to become. Accept the millions not as a reward, but as a natural outflow of who you are when you live in harmony with your higher self. You are not waiting for a future moment. You are revealing an eternal truth. Your imagination is the doorway. It is not fantasy. It is power. It is the birthplace of form. What you dwell on internally, you bring into form externally. Use it wisely. Use it deliberately. If your inner world is not yet what you desire, then do not despair. Redesign it. Paint new pictures. Craft new scenes. Feel new emotions. And hold them as sacred. You do not have to announce your decision to anyone. Let the world wonder. Let them see the change without understanding it. You owe no one an explanation. Your life will become the demonstration. Your quiet confidence will say more than 1,000 declarations ever could. It will radiate from your being, and those who see it will feel the shift. And they will ask, not out of envy, but awe, how did you do it? And you will smile. Not in arrogance, but in peace. You will say, I remembered who I am. I stopped pretending I was less. I let go of the struggle. I stepped into the version of me who already has it all. And once I did, life simply had to reflect it. That will be your truth. That will be your answer. That will be your testimony. Let that future self inform every moment of this one. Let that version of you, already wealthy, already free, already secure, whisper wisdom into your thoughts. How do they think? How do they feel? How do they walk through a challenge, a conversation, a decision? Let that become your way of being, not in fragments but in fullness, not occasionally but consistently. This is the path. This is the truth, and it is simple. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and persist, not with tension, but with peace, not with effort, but with surrender. And the world will show you what you have already accepted. It will bow to your assumption because it has no choice. Millions are not a fantasy. They are an extension of your self-concept. The moment you shift that concept, the wealth appears. Maybe gradually, maybe suddenly, but always faithfully. Because the law cannot be broken. It does not respond to begging. It responds to belief. So believe now. Even if the outer world offers no sign, believe. Even if no one else agrees, believe. Even if your mind tries to argue with logic and evidence and memory, believe anyway. Because belief is not based on what is. It is based on what will be. Because you say it is. You say it is done. You say it is yours. You say it is now. And so it must be. So now, with all that has been revealed, let the truth settle deeply within you. Your time has come. Not tomorrow, not in some distant dream, but now. You are no longer the one who waits, who hopes, who wonders. You are the one who knows. The millions are not separate from you. They are the expression of who you truly are when you live in alignment with your divine self. Everything you desire is already complete within the invisible, and it is waiting only for your recognition. Walk forward no longer asking if it will come, but knowing it already has. Let your words, your thoughts, and your feelings declare, "It is mine," and live from that place of certainty. Refuse to be swayed by appearances and remain anchored in the unseen truth. As you do, the world will reshape itself to match your new inner reality. The doors will open, the way will be made clear, and your life will overflow with the very abundance you have claimed. This is not the beginning of hope. It is the end of waiting. It is the moment of possession. Your time has come. Your millions are here. Now walk in it.